What's up, guys? It's Matt from MAT Retail coming back at you with another What's Sold on eBay video. Before we get into that part, I think I'll start again like we did last video where I show you guys kind of, what I picked up over the weekend and what I picked up this morning. So hopefully you guys had a good weekend sourcing out there at the garage sales. Hopefully the weather wasn't bad and you were able to get some stuff. But these are a few of the things I picked up over the weekend and what I picked up this morning while out sourcing. I've been sourcing for, I don't know, about 4 hours this morning already. So let's get right into it so this video isn't an hour long. How about that? So here we go. We got a Brother compact laser all-in-one printer. This was at Goodwill, and I bought this for $45. It's brand new and sealed. It's never been opened. So brand new, sealed, $45, and I have it listed for $249.95, and that's about what they've been selling for, and that's including free shipping on this one. So I'll make, once I pay shipping, it'll be about $50. I'll make, I don't know, about $150 on this, maybe $125, $150, something like that. It's not too bad. Next, I picked this up at the garage sales this weekend. This is a Sony DVD VCR combo. It's got the name Sony. It's a DVD VCR combo, so that's always a good thing. I picked this up. The guy had this at a yard sale. He had a really nice yard sale. Had a ton of like old cassettes, records, stuff like that. Stuff that I kind of want to get into, but I don't really know much about it yet. But he had this there, and I asked him, well, what do you want for this? And he said, 40? And I was like, ugh. I made the face, like, And he goes, is that too much? And I said, yeah. He's like, well, what do you think? And I started laughing. I said, well, 10? And he goes, well, how about 20? And I said, well, how about 15? And he said, sure. So as you can see, it comes with a controller, which is fantastic. I didn't even look it up. I just saw Sony, and again, DVD VCR combo. So there's not really much to look up. I mean, I know they have value. So for 15, I listed this one for $139.95 plus shipping. So it should be a pretty darn good sale when it does sell, which it won't take long. All right, the best video game pickup of the weekend. Like you guys know, I collect video games in this channel. Xbox 360 really isn't a system that I collect too much for. I have some stuff for Xbox 360. I have an Xbox 360, but I'm not really actively collecting for it. But this is one of the rarer titles on Xbox 360. This is Spyro, The Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon. Went to a sale. Guy didn't have any video game stuff out, but he had a lot of Star Wars stuff. So I knew, obviously, me and him were kindred spirits. So the lady asked me, oh, is there anything in particular you're looking for? And I said, video games particularly, but I look for everything. And she said, and her husband was there in the garage with her, and he was like, oh, well, I gotta, I started, he was like shaking his head like, oh, and I started listing Nintendo, I went through the whole list. The very last thing I listed was Xbox. He goes, oh yeah, I got an Xbox. So he gets tote down from the shelf and opened it up, and he had an Xbox in there and a ton of Xbox games, probably, I would say at least 30 games. He started going through them. He's like, oh, I don't really want to sell all of them. I'll set out the ones I want to sell. And he went through, I got a couple of other ones. I think I got a Castlevania game and something else, and I got the Spyro game. And he picked the Spyro game up, and he goes, yeah, my daughter really liked to play this one. I guess I'll sell it. I don't really have an attachment to it. So he sits it in the sell pile. I mean, immediately. I mean, Spyro. I didn't know that it was worth what it was worth, but it was Spyro. So, I said, well, how much do you want for these? I think I had 3. And he goes, how about $1 a piece? I said, beautiful. Yeah, thank you. So, got the car, looked this one up, Spyro. Get it on PlayStation. It can be worth, $10, $15, $20. To my surprise, $44.95 plus shipping is what I have this listed for, and it'll sell at that. So, the disc was in great condition. I mean, it was a very clean title. So Xbox 360 Spyro, be on the lookout for that one. Alright, so that's all I picked up over the weekend. Now let me show you guys what I got today. I've got a few pickups here, not too many. I picked up 3 of these DVIX movies. I've been, fascinated since I found I found a Sony mini disc player a couple of weekends ago. Didn't know they existed. I didn't know anything about them, but now I have one that I'm going to sell once I have a DVD mini disc coming on that's on the way. But I picked up these. I've been fascinated with just like weird, odd media, And this is like some sort of DVD. It's Apollo 13. This was $1. I got 3 of them here. I got Apollo 13. I got Con Air. It's a great movie. And I got Wall Street. So 3 of these DIVX movies, $1 a piece. I didn't really even look them up. Like I said, it's like odd, weird media. Maybe there's a market for it. Maybe there's not. I think the one I looked up, there was like $12 or $15 for it. And there was one listed, so there's not going to be a whole lot of listings for that. But for $1 a piece, if I can get 10 or 15 out of them, that's no different than flipping a video game, so I'm cool with that. What else did we get? Oh, we picked up a really nice GameCube from the... this came from St. Vincent de Paul. GameCube with the controller. The silver edition here. This will be something I sell. I already have a GameCube for my collection. It was $15, but it was half price on like video games and electronics today, so I picked this up for $7.50. So not bad. $7.50 for a GameCube, a controller, and all the cords. Should make decent. I haven't really looked it up yet, but I don't see why that's not $40 or $50, I would think. Okay, and then I got a couple of odd pickups here, and I might need your guys' help on this one. On at least this one here. So I picked up this. Let me see if I can get a good picture of it. Here we go. So I picked up this St. Louis Rams. Now I live in Ohio, so nowhere near St. Louis. This is a St. Louis Rams football with autographs on it. And the reason this was $6. So if this is nothing, this turns out to be nothing. I'm not heartbroken. I have $6 into this. Now there's no, certificate of authenticity or anything like that with this. But the reason I picked this up was there are 2 signatures really right on the front that caught my eye right away, and they're like right in the middle, right under the Ram. This one here, that's Torrey Holt. He played for the Rams in the early 2000s. The Rams won a Super Bowl in the early 2000s, so he's a big, like a legend in St. Louis for the Rams. The Rams don't even play in St. Louis anymore. They play in LA, so this is how old this football is. And then the one right next to it, right here, that's Marshall Faulk, number 28. Marshall Faulk, a Hall of Fame running back. Again, I don't know if this is authentic. I mean, the signatures look like they're, it doesn't look like one of those reproduction signature balls or anything. It says, autograph model up here. So like I said, I got $6 into this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to obviously do a little bit more research and try to figure out what exact year this was in the early 2000s. If this was the Super Bowl year, I think that's going to add some value to it, if it is what it is, if it's like real. But I'll figure it out. I'll try to look up some more signatures. I know Kurt Warner was on that team. Isaac Bruce is another person I can remember from those teams. So I'll see if I can't spot those signatures. But I picked this up at the Goodwill for $6. I looked at it. I saw the signatures on there. I sat it down. I walked around. I do that often. I'll pick something up. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I don't know anything about selling autographed St. Louis Rams footballs. And then I picked it up again. I was like, for $6, how can I leave this here? It may be nothing. If anything, I've got a St. Louis Rams autographed football from the early 2000s. So, if anything, I got that. But I think I might have something here with that. Now, the last thing I picked up today, I didn't look this up. I saw it. I saw that it said Husqvarna Viking. It's like a big carry bag for like a sewing machine, I guess. I don't know, Husqvarna is a sewing machine company. But I picked that up for $6. It's very clean. It was actually not even on the shelves. It was on the cart. They bring the cart out to put the stuffs on the shelves, and I saw it sitting on top. I'm like, oh, it looks like a very nice bag. So I picked up $6, and it has this little, like, insert little thing in here. It's got some things for, I guess, sewing stuff. But $6 for that. I don't see why I shouldn't be able to make a little bit of money on that, at least. So that's what I picked up this weekend and this morning. So let's get right into, we got a few here. We've got, 20 or something what's sold between, this is August 18th until the present day. So we've done a lot of these what's sold videos, and this will be the last one. I'll try to do one, I don't sell enough to do one every few days, but I'll try to do one a week. I think I sell enough to do one a week. So we'll try to do one of these what's sold on eBay videos once a week. And again, I want to try to expand what I put on this channel to maybe some live pickups, I want to do like an end of the month recap video for August. Like, me and my wife, when August started, we sat down, we had some goals for what we wanted, like how much we wanted to sell in the month, how much we wanted to make profit wise. And I want to share those goals with you guys and what we actually sold. And maybe get, my wife gets very detailed records financially of like what we sold and what categories and stuff. So maybe give you more of a breakdown of like what I sold for each category and stuff. I don't know. I'm going to try to make a video out of like an end of the month recap type video for what's going on with me. And for me, YouTube is like a journey for me. I want to see, in 5 years, I want to be able to look at the beginning of this channel, see where I started at, see these early videos and how I made them or the stuff that I was selling. And again, like a month by month recap of, just to remind myself that, this is where we started, look how far we've come, or if something has changed and we don't do eBay anymore, then I can come back and always look at, man, remember that time I did eBay? So for me, it's kind of a diary, I guess, that I'm putting on YouTube for you guys to enjoy as well, but also for myself. So I'm going to try to maybe make one of those videos. But let's get into the what's sold on eBay stuff, and I'll try to move through these quickly so this isn't an hour-long video. But here we go. The very first thing is a Little Rascals VHS set. This is a funny story. I was at my local honey hole, and I didn't find any. Walked around the store, didn't find anything. I was standing outside, getting ready to leave. They've got a few things like out that people had just donated. So I kind of perused through those, and I was looking at this. I picked this up, and I was looking at this. This is still sealed. This was still sealed there, you can see. VHS, it's like 12, volume 1 through 12. And a guy looks at me and goes, "Hey, do you like that?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know. It's okay." He goes, "Well, if you help me move this dresser, you can have it." He was a worker there, and he was trying to move a heavy dresser. He's like, "I got nothing but, ladies working with me, and I need to move this dresser. Will you help me move it inside?" And I said, "Sure." So I helped him move the dresser, and I got this for free. So I was like, well, it's for free. I guess I'm taking it. And it sold for $14.95 plus $11 shipping. Well, plus shipping. So, all right, free to $15. I'm okay with that. All right, not much to say about this. This is a $4 puzzle. This thing was sealed. Had this for a while. I had people message me about it. I mean, it's a sealed 3D puzzle of the Sears Tower. $4 into $23.95 plus shipping. So not too bad. Sealed media here. Cassette tapes. What do I got? I got about $1 into this, maybe $2. And someone sent me, I think I had it for $17.95 plus shipping. And they said, "Hey, will you take $17 plus you pay shipping?" I got $1 into it. I said, "Sure." So we got $17 with free shipping on that one. All right, this is a good story. This is Mario Kart Wii. I flip a lot of Mario Kart in this channel. I flip a lot of video games in this channel. But this is Mario Kart. I went to a sale. It was a Sunday. Usually I take Sundays off because honestly, Monday through Saturday is the second I get up to the second I go to sleep, I'm working on eBay stuff. So usually I try to take Sunday off. But this particular Sunday I was laying in bed and I looked up the thrift stores aren't really open till like 10 on Sundays. Some of them 11. So a little bit later start. And I was laying in bed. It was like 9 o'clock. I'm like, well, I could just lay around here and do nothing. Or I can, wife was still asleep. I was like, oh, I could sneak out, go do some thrifting, go do some sourcing, and, come back before she's even awake. That was the idea. But went to some thrift stores. Don't even remember what I got from the thrift stores. But I went to one yard sale, and it was probably, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Walk up to the sale. They had one. This is why if you're a collector, if you're just anybody wanting to sell stuff or collect video games, always ask. They had one PS3 game sitting on the table. There was a guy sitting in a stool. He was like sweaty as heck. And I picked up the PS3 game and I said, "Oh, I see you got a PS3 game. Do you have any other video game stuff?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got some Nintendo Wii stuff." I said, "Oh, I'd be very interested in what Nintendo Wii stuff." He goes, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Don't mind me. I just got done mowing the grass. My wife just asked me to sit here for a few minutes, while she went in the house and watched the sale." So it was like really like divine luck that this guy was done mowing the grass. His wife asked him to sit down and watch the sale for 5 minutes, and I just happened to show up in those 5 minutes. Because if I would have asked the wife, who knows what I would have gotten. But he goes, "Oh, let me run in the house and get it for you." I said, "Okay, cool." So I was expecting him to come out with some Nintendo Wii stuff, and he did. He came out with this Mario Kart. It was odd. It was fun. it was in the box, like the original box this came in with the wheel and the game, but the game inside, like I peeked inside, the game was still sealed. They never took the game out of the, they never broke the seal on the game. So this is a brand new sealed Mario Kart Wii, which is great. It's amazing. I mean, if this is unsealed, it sells for like 15 or 20, and I flip that game all the time, because you find that pretty often at the garage sales. But this one was sealed, so we got $34.95. You know, got the box. The box was in pretty bad shape. The box definitely wasn't sealed, but the wheel inside had never been taken out. It was still in its packaging. I took it out of the package to take a picture, and then, but the most important thing was the game was sealed. So he also came out with like a bunch of like boxed N64 stuff. He had like 4 or 5 boxed N64 games, 3 of which didn't even have the game in them. They were just the boxes, but I got them anyway. And he came out with a couple of DS games. One I'll show you that I sold. And I asked him, well, what do you want for this? And he goes, I don't know. I said, well, before I ask that question, let me actually see how much money I have in my pocket, because I didn't plan on stopping at yard sales. I had $15 in cash in my pocket. I said, this is what I got. I got $15. I kind of put a little pile like, this is what I want. You know, tell me what I can get for 15. And he goes, you know, are you a collector or something? And I said, yeah, and the N64 stuff I'm definitely holding on to. And one of the DS games I held on to. I said, yeah, you know, I collect and, you know, do some other stuff. And he goes, well, how about you can have it all for 15? And I said, wow, okay, awesome. So I was able to flip this game, and you know, and this is part of the thing, is you flip this game and you get some money and you buy some more stuff for your collection. That's the idea. So I got this game. I think it was maybe 6 or 7 items for $15, so I may have a couple of bucks into this. And we got $34.95 plus shipping. Long-winded, but that's what the end game was, $34.95. So very good. All right, funny story about this one as well. There's a story about everything, man. Every time I start one of these videos, I'm like, I'm going to tell less stories, just get right to the point. But every time one pops up, there's always some sort of story. So in the Facebook group This Week in Reselling, someone posted something about, you know, a guy was like, oh, I guess I'm a breast pump, you know, dealer now or something like that, or my bread and butter is breast pumps. And I'm like, what the heck? Okay. So I seen this post, and the next day I'm at the thrift store. Next day, I'm like, well, I guess I'll look in the baby section to see what's going on. And sure enough, here's this breast pump. This box was opened, but the stuff inside was still sealed. And I'm like, well, this guy says he sells breast pumps. Why can't I sell breast pumps? So sure enough, I picked this up. I think I paid $5 for this. Again, open box, but sealed inside. And we got $34.95 plus shipping. So, you know, like I said, I don't know everything about reselling. Again, I'm very, very new. I'm still, you know, less than 2 months into the resale game. But, you know, join Facebook groups. Watch all the YouTube you can. Just pick up little things. I wouldn't have known to sell breast pumps, except for this guy made one post about selling breast pumps, and it just triggered in my mind, I want to make money. I can sell breast pumps. So here we are. We've sold one. $39.95. My wife always makes fun. I had to walk around the store carrying this breast pump for a while. And people were kind of giving me a look like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? But there it is. It's sold. Alright. Not much to say about this one. I think I got $3 into this. Just some toner, black toner cartridge for a brother printer or fax or something. $3, $34.95. This was still sealed. So be on the lookout for those. Not much to say about this one either. This is a fire alarm. I guess it hooks to your bed. It's very weird, but I guess good. It hooks to your bed. It's got a little sensor on top that if it detects smoke, it shakes your bed to wake you up if there's a fire, obviously. And it also is like an alarm clock. So it has a little life tone. I paid $10 for this. Sold it for $54.95. It's not bad. Again, sealed media. I always buy sealed media. I mean, you're not going to get rich off of it, but cassettes, VHS, these computer discs, floppy discs. I picked this up for $2, and we sold it for $19.95, and it sold within a day, like 12 hours. This thing sold very, very quickly. $19.95 plus shipping, so not bad. These are Smokestack Filters. I paid. You can see the price was. They wrote in Sharpie the price, so I had to there it is. I had to X the Sharpie over the Sharpie where the price was, but I paid $20 for this. These are 3 filters for a specific unit. Paid $20. We sold them for $79.95 plus shipping, and they sold pretty quickly. So it was very, I didn't really know much about it until I saw it at the thrift store. I got this at St. Vincent de Paul, so picked it up for $20. Sold it for $79.95. So not bad. All right, a good little learning thing for you guys. I picked this up for $8 at St. Vincent de Paul, and this is a Sony. First off, we all know Sony, and it's like a boombox. But the reason this one sold was because of the color. So this is like gold. Came with a remote, so that's always nice. Power cord, but this is a gold Sony boombox. Now the other ones, I think there was like red and blue and green. They didn't really sell, but for some reason, like these gold ones and yellow ones were like every one of them sold. So that's why I was looking it up. I'm scrolling through. I'm seeing red for like didn't sell. But then I get to this gold one. I said, oh, this one sold. And I scroll a little bit further. Oh, this gold one sold. So I picked this up. I didn't make a bunch of money. $8 into $26.95. Actually, this was like I took 10% off for a sale. So we got $26.95 for this. So I didn't make much money, but it was interesting that for some reason this gold boombox sells, but like a red one wouldn't, or a green one, or a blue one. A little Handycam, little Sony Handycam here. I always pick these up. Got about $8 into this. Came with a nice little case, a charger, the little booklet there for it, and the Handycam. And I had this listed for a while because I couldn't test it. And then I picked up 2 more of these. I got 2 more of these like high 8 Sony Handycams for sale. So I was like, well, I don't really have a high 8, little VHS cartridge to go in it to test it. So I ordered one for $4 because I got smart. And this wouldn't sell because I couldn't test it. So I had to put in there, I can't test it, don't have a thing. It's untested, you're getting it as is. So I bought a VHS thing to go in there, a high 8 VHS, and tested it. It recorded fine, played back fine, rewind, fast forward. So I got to fully test it and put in there. I got to change the things saying it's tested, works great, and within 2 days it sold for $54.95. And for weeks it sat there because it was untested. This I picked up. This is a Sony FM AM Tuner, and I picked this. It was at a yard sale. It was actually at like a church sale, and they had a huge box of electronics. There was like 4 or 5 Sony electronics in this box. There was 4, and one of them was this tuner, and there was like a Sony record player, and there was another Sony thing in there, but the whole box was $5. So there was like 4 Sony electronics stacked in this box for $5. I was like, yeah, sure, sounds good. And so I got about $1.25 into this, I would say, and we got it $29.95 plus shipping, and it didn't sit around long, and it worked great. Fired right up. It was nice. All right, this is a good sale. Got this off of LookWhatIFound.bid. Shout out to the Cincinnati Picker. This is a Pioneer like compact disc recorder thing. This thing I won it for $8 in the bid. Now this did not come with a power cord on the auction site, but I saw that it was selling for pretty good money, and I was like, well, I guess I'll take a chance. It was untested for $8. I'll take a chance. Right when I won this auction, I immediately ordered a power cord. It was $4. Ordered the power cord. It got here the same day I went and picked this up from the warehouse where they have their auctions, and it worked fantastic. And it looked really clean. Like, this was a really nice unit. It was like really, really clean. I wish I could have expressed more like how clean this thing was, but it was really nice. So we got $12 into this. We got $99.95 plus shipping. So a pretty darn good sale off the auction site. So that's pretty good. I like that. Picked this up. This is a Pioneer turntable. Picked this up at a yard sale. Asked the girl, well, what do you want for this turntable? It's Pioneer. I looked it up. It had some good comps. She goes, how about $5? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. So we got this for $5. Sold it for $64.95. A little Pioneer turntable. I love selling Sony, Pioneer, like the older, like early 90s stuff. Sells great. So if you see that stuff out there, look it up. Because it does really, this thing, I went and bought a record, Kenny Rogers. I didn't have a record to put on this. So I was at the thrift store later that day. Picked up the very first record I saw where I knew the person who it was Kenny Rogers. So we got a Kenny Rogers record. We put it on there and tested it out. Worked fantastic. The little arm, I was really surprised. The little arm there, you just press the button, it just automatically goes over there. sits right down. It was amazing. I was like, man, this thing works fantastic. And we sold it very, very quickly for $64.95. All right. Picked this up at St. Vincent de Paul for $1. They were having $1 a day for like CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays. I had 3 other Blu-rays and I needed one. I think they're $2 a piece, and you get the second one for a penny. So they were about $1 a piece. And I had 3, and I was like, well, I need one more to get one for $1 instead of paying $2. So I picked this up. It was sealed when I picked it up, and I didn't really look too much into it. I was like, well, I guess I'll just take this NASA, NASA stuff, that keyword NASA sells. So I'll pick this up. It looks interesting. It's on Blu-ray. It's still sealed in my mind. I was like, oh, it's still sealed, so that's got to sell for something. And then when I got home, I looked closer, and it was like resealed. It was like something that was been opened, and then like a store resealed it and was selling it as used but sealed. I don't know. But so I opened it up. I was like, well, this has already been opened. This isn't the actual like original seal. But when I looked inside, all the discs were there. All the discs were in great condition. Had all the paperwork and stuff. So $1, and we sold this very quickly for $27.95. So pretty good one. I like that. And you know how easy these are. Throw that in a bubble mailer, and off it goes. Very, very easy. Alright, this is another DS game I got from that guy. The guy was cutting the grass that I got the Mario Kart from. He brought this game out, and one other one, it was Diddy Kong Racing, and I have that up for sale. But this one sold. I got like I said, I maybe $1 or $2 into this. $12.95 plus shipping. So pretty easy. Alright. Part of that Access and Allies lot I got after I watched the video one night, and the next day I was at the yard sale, and this guy had a huge stack of Access and Allies stuff. And he even told me, I forgot to tell you this on the last video, and there was a couple other things of this lot that sold in the last video. But he told me, he goes, oh, I had a lot more of this stuff here, but someone came and bought some more of it. So it was obviously not a reseller, because if it was a reseller would just bought it all. But apparently a guy who plays this game came through and like picked up the other stuff, this Access and Allies stuff. I wish I would have got there and got it and all, because I've made an absolute killing off this. But I've got about $1.50 into this, and we took an offer of $40 plus shipping. I think I had it listed for $44.95, and I took an offer for $40 and shipping. So pretty good, $1.50 into $40. Not bad. Picked this up at St. Vincent de Paul. Sold very quickly. This was $2.50. This was a Lego set from like Moana, and it was still sealed. That's why I picked it up, because it was still sealed. $2.50, and we sold it very quickly for $19.95 plus shipping. Pretty nice. This was a fun one. I thought about keeping these. This is a Radio Shack intercom system, like a 3-channel intercom system. Paid $10 for this at St. Vincent de Paul. Man, that's like the... Apparently, I do a lot of sourcing at St. Vincent de Paul. Apparently, that's where I like to go a lot, because that's most of these things came from there. But this was $10 at St. Vincent de Paul. It's just an intercom system. Me and my wife hooked one up on each level of our house, and we were having a lot of fun, talking over the intercom system. They worked great. But, obviously these are for probably office use. Is probably where they came from. But we got $54.95 plus shipping, so $10 into $54.95, pretty good. And they sold very quickly. I was very surprised how quickly they sold. All right, this is probably... I want to venture out. We haven't done the numbers on this, but yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably my best flip ever. This is a Dakota like luggage, like a rolling garment luggage bag. It was very, very clean. The inside was like it had never been used really. So a very, very nice bag. I watch a channel, Bonafide Hustler, and he's always talking about bags to bucks, bags to bucks. So when I walk into the thrift store, I say 2 things to myself. 1, bags to bucks, go look at the bags, and shoes to bucks, go look at the shoes. And that stuff, I look at it, and I like making money, but it doesn't really I don't get super excited about a pair of shoes, or a luggage bag. But this one was really nice, and it caught my eye. I was looking at something else, some sort of ceramic stuff, and I just happened to turn around and look down, and this was on the floor, and it's like a really nice Dakota rolling garment bag. I paid $6 for this. And it sold today for $119.99 plus $40 shipping. And yeah, shipped this out today. A really, really nice flip. $6 into $120 plus $40 shipping. So it was a really nice one. And I had to end the video with this. If you watched my last video, I recapped what I picked up for the day. This was my bad buy of the day in the last video. And this is a Cooper cooler, and I paid $10 for this. And I was thinking, when I was there looking at this, I was like, oh, I've seen videos where people sell Cooper coolers. So I immediately snatched it up for $10. I'm like, I don't know, that's probably pretty high. I didn't really look at comps too much. But then when I got to the car and I started driving, I started thinking more about it. Then I remembered, something dawned on me. The ones that sell for a good amount are the Cooper Cooler Tailgater Edition. This was not that one. This was an older model. But to my surprise, just a few days later, it sold for $24.95. So I'm not going to make a whole bunch of money. We paid $10 for this. But it's just funny that even though this was an older Cooper Cooler, and I paid, I think, a lot for it, $10 seems like a lot, it still sold quickly. And, you know, I'm not going to make a bunch of money, but it's a sale. It's, you know, a chance for some feedback. So, I mean, that works for me. So, the bad buy of the day on the last video sold on this video. So, that just sold before I started. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, this will be the last one of these types of videos. I'll try to do one of these a week. I don't sell enough to do it more often than that. So we'll try to do one of these every week, just to kind of get you guys up to speed. And like I said, I want to do some other types of videos. I need to get like a camera that I can take out with me to do some like live pickups from the garage sales, thrift stores, stuff like that. And coming up here at the end of the month, I do want to do like a recap, like an August recap video. I think that'll be helpful for myself, for you guys. And again, for me, when I look back, you know, in years from now, and I look back and go, man, let's take a look at where we started and what the sales were like for August. This is like really my first full month of like actually hardcore reselling. So I do want to do a video like that. You know, I think somebody will get some enjoyment out of, you know, seeing where, you know, as a reseller, where I kind of make my money. What, you know, I want to break it down pretty far, like electronics, you know, video games, home goods. You know, my wife has all that stuff separated out, so she knows how much I made in like each category. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very, very much to all of you guys who have watched the video, subscribed, commented. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.